ICM517A-Lite. My name is Oleg Dratch. I'm the Director of Product Management here at ICM. And with that, we will get started. So the ICM517A-Lite is a surge protection device. So why or when would you see surges that would need your HVAC equipment would need protection from? So it could be equipment failure due to storms. The utility company can often switch the power on you. They can reroute it around certain problem areas, and that can cause transient voltage surges. Any type of power outage, or when everything turns back on after an outage, any type of faulty wiring, down power lines. These are all examples in different ways that you would experience a surge device, whether it's on an appliance or an HVAC unit or a furnace. Uh, Power surges, they're occurring when you don't even know it, right? So most of our modern day electronics contain microprocessors on them. So these surges, the microprocessors will interpret that as a command. And over time, it's going to damage your electronic components. It could damage the motor, it could damage the compressor and air conditioner. So for these reasons, this is why we developed this device and why we recommend surge protection on these types of appliances, HVAC units, etc. So a surge protection device, like I mentioned, there's all sorts of different ways that this can happen. But basically, there's more electricity on the grid. A lot of these new HVAC units, new furnaces, they have control boards on them with microprocessors. And so this increases the risk of damage from a transient voltage surge. So basically, any type of event that I mentioned earlier, down power lines, lightning can cause it, short circuits, ground faults, turning the power on and off, power outages, all those different types of things can cause a surge that could damage or even destroy a control board in your HVAC unit, your furnace. It could be really any appliance, any major appliance. So this device that we'll get into in a second, and you see on this slide right here, the amount of lightning strikes and wildfires and all these sorts of events that we hear about on the news all the time can all contribute to surge issues that you would need a device to protect from. And so with that, we've developed the ICM517A-Lite. So inside of this device are thermal metal oxide varistors, that's TMOVs. And what they do is when a surge is sensed, they dissipate that surge in the form of heat. So these TMOVs, and there's 6 of them, we'll show them on a coming slide, but essentially it is a low-cost insurance policy for your HVAC units, your furnaces, any type of appliance, washers, dryers, those types of things. This is going to protect. Now, this is a type 2 device, so it only protects the appliance itself. It does not protect the whole entire home. You would have to use a 518 to do that. ICM 518 would be your type 1 device. I mentioned it already, but I'll say it again. So you see the heat pumps on the left. They're very susceptible to transient voltage spikes. Any type of refrigeration, any type of appliances, and even expensive electronics. These can all experience the type of surge events that I mentioned before. And this is why you would want and need an ICM517A-Lite to protect yourself from these transient voltage surges. So if we talk about the features and benefits of the device, like I mentioned, TMOV technology. Some other companies are using different technologies. They may be using substandard TMOV components. But we really do a good job sourcing these components, and so they provide safe and reliable surge protection. The device itself is ultrasonically welded, so that means it can be used outdoors. It's NEMA 4X rated. And it's not that big. It's definitely smaller than a phone. It's probably 2 inches wide by 3 inches tall. And so really it'll fit into any knockout or inside of a compressor anywhere you want to install it where there's a knockout. Maximum surge capacity of 60,000 amps. That would be for one hit. If you had one massive hit up to 60,000 amps, you are protected with the ICM517A-Lite. There is a green status button right here where the laser pointer is. So when that button or that little window right there is green, when it's lit up, you have protection. So very easy to visually see that. Very, very easy installation. We've had feedback. We've done it ourselves. It's 15 minutes or less, so it's very easy to install. And like all ICM controls parts, it is designed and assembled in the USA. It is a UL rated product, which is very important, obviously, and it has a limited lifetime warranty on the product, but also an industry-leading 3-year, $25,000 connected equipment warranty. So another great selling feature. And again, the device, we've done our research, is competitively priced. So it is a very low cost insurance option for your really expensive HVAC units and furnaces and any really appliance within the home. So on the inside, I mentioned it earlier, there are 6 thermal metal oxide varistors. So one hit, it can take up to 60,000 amps. Now it can survive a number of hits under 60,000 amps. Essentially, these TMOVs, and you see them right here, they're wired in parallel on one side and the next. So each one would provide protection until it was no longer able to do that. Then it would move on to the next one, then move on to the next one. So it's not a one and done surge suppressor. It will withstand multiple strikes as long as they are under 60,000 amps. The TMOV technology, it can help prevent thermal runaway that we've seen in some of the competitive devices on the market. Like I mentioned before, you see the green LED here that will illuminate when your surge protection is in place. So we are offering this in a 12-pack. So this box right here, which is about 8.5 inches wide by 9.3 inches deep, will fit 12 individual ICM517A-Lites. And this is a counter display box. We've got a good deal on it. And it can sit on a counter. It can sit on a shelf. You can keep the box and keep on replenishing it with product. But again, it's a very good selling feature. And like I said, it can sit pretty much anywhere and display the product. So wiring the device. So again, it's ready for 120 volt AC. Coming out of the device is 2 black wires and a green ground wire. So in this particular application for indoors, you would cap the 2 black wires, and you would install another wire into the circuit that you want, and then also ground the green wire onto the ground bus. For an outdoor application, again, capping the 2 black wires, running another wire to the field installed black, and then your green goes to ground. For 240 volt AC applications, you can see the 2 black wires coming out of the device connect to the individual circuit breaker, and then the green goes to ground bus. And then for outdoor, like for an HVAC unit, these devices, they do connect onto the load side. So black to one load, another black to the other, and then green to ground. So again, I mentioned the warranty earlier. Again, this is best in class, 3-year limited product warranty, but a $25,000, I'm sorry, a lifetime limited warranty, but a 3-year $25,000 connected equipment warranty. You can get online, you can fill this form out, and then you are registered, and we will handle your claims, your RMAs in an expeditious manner. So we mentioned it before, we'll say it again, the UL listed device, listed under 347279. It is tested to the UL standard 1449. It's the 5th edition. Some of the competitive products are tested to the 3rd and the 4th edition. The 5th is the most stringent, providing the most safety, the most performance. It is manufactured in the US, unlike most of our competition as well. So we're able to keep production costs low, on-time delivery is very good, low lead times. It is a plastic device, but the plastic is a special plastic. It is UL94V-0 flame retardant plastic. That's a UL standard that governs such things. If the device were to heat up, it has to perform in a certain way. So it is a good alternative to anything out there in the market. Nobody else is doing that type of flame retardant plastic. And again, competitively priced with UL agency certification. This is a best-in-class value in your residential and light commercial applications. So this is why sell into surge. The surge suppression market is growing, surge protection market. It's about 843 million today in the US and expected to grow at a rate of 6.34% until 2030. There's a lot of reasons for that. There's a lot more sophisticated devices. Your HVAC units now have control boards. Your furnaces have always had control boards. So it's really, with the sophistication, a lot of these devices have these microprocessors on them. It's basically the brains of the unit. It's a lot more chance for something to go wrong when a transient voltage spike comes along. Solar power is another thing to consider, the sophisticated electronic equipment. And then the National Electrical Code is now requiring surge protection in new residential construction and retrofits. I'll get into that a little bit more in the next slide. And like I mentioned, weather patterns, tornadoes, lightning strikes, all those different things are contributing to this surge protection market really, really growing. So something that we hope you can take advantage of, help educate your consumers and your homeowners about this little device that will provide very good protection, low cost insurance policy. EV charging, data centers are other industries you can expect to see more and more requirements in those industries for surge protection. So we have this device that will help, again, like I said, in type 2 applications for those types of things. So this is the NEC adoption map. So the 2020 version is when the NEC started requiring surge protection in residential and retrofit, new residential construction and retrofit. So 2020 and 2023. So if your state is one of those states that's purple or light yellow, that is now a requirement. So it's a pretty easy upsell in those states. Now states like New York, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Nevada that are on the older edition of the code, Tennessee included, those states are working on getting up to the 2020 code most likely next. I know New York State is. And so it's only a matter of time before it becomes a requirement in those states as well. So something to get ahead of, get educated on, and be prepared for. So with that, we've got resources available for you online. We have a sell sheet, the install guide. We've got a comparison guide that has some of our products, but also competitive products to show you how well we do when it comes to things like capacity rating and warranty and made in the USA. And then also the warranty is available online at ICMcontrols.com. You can fill that out. You can send it back in. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions we might have. Don't see anything in the chat. Any verbal questions out there? Okay, so if there's no questions, we'll end the webinar there and we'll email you a copy of this. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.